77 degrees, cloudy skies here in Evansville, Indiana, as we're just minutes away from the series opener with the Evansville Otters and the Joliet Slammers. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Kyle Chandler joining you here for the pregame show. And somehow, someway, by the graces of our good God above, he has blessed us with the ability to play baseball today. Wasn't sure if we were going to get this one in, but it looks like all of that R word that we so much so do not like here at Bosse Field has been pushed to our east, and the rain will not be making its way toward the playing surface any longer today, and we should be able to get a full game in here tonight. Well, yesterday it was rained out, and yesterday there was just way too much rain that poured down onto the surface, and hell, it was supposed to be more or less of the same today, but it went longer and longer into the day, and the rain never came. We had a small sprinkle at about 3 o'clock, and then another small round that hit us around 5, but that 5 o'clock shower only lasted about 45 minutes, and because it was not really hard at all, didn't do too much to the outfield or any of the warning track areas, and of course we had the tarp on the infield. Well, credit to this front office staff and to everybody who has worked at the ballpark today, because let me tell you, myself included, we have all had to go down and do the tarp probably about 5 trillion times today to make sure that that infield was not going to get too much rain, because when it does, well, you can pretty much kiss the contest goodbye. So a huge thank you to everybody who was able to put in work on that tarp and make sure that the infield would stay dry. And also credit to our general manager, Travis Painter, who also does a ton of work on Bosse Field. And after we took the tarp off for the final time, he and a few others made sure to get right down there, and they were put to work immediately to make sure that we would have a smooth and soft surface for today. So again, we are supposed to be clear the rest of the night, and because of the rain out yesterday, we will have a double header tomorrow, which will begin at 5:05 Central Time p.m., so we will have 2 games tomorrow. Then the Otters will hit the road and play the Windy City Thunderbolts. That's on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week, the weekend series up in Chi-Town. And then next week on Tuesday, to begin that July 4th series, they will play who they're playing now, the Joliet Slammers. And these two teams have seen each other a ton already in this 2024 campaign. 3 games at Joliet, 3 games here in Evansville. Has gone an even 3-3 against Joliet this season. They lost 2 out of 3 while on the road, and the last time, which was in the middle of May, that they saw this team here at home, they took 2 out of 3. So a chance to get a little bit ahead in the West Division right now, because when you look at these two teams, well, they are neck and neck. And, well, they have Joliet at 17-22, Evansville at 16-23, so just a game separating these two clubs. And with the way the schedule is coming up over the next week and a half of baseball, could be a great chance for Evansville to get back on track to where they want to be going, toward the top of the West Division of the Frontier League. And we have seen that over the last several series, and they just took down the Windy City Thunderbolts here at home. I know, we're throwing the same teams around a lot, so it's hard to keep track. So Evansville played Windy City last weekend, and again, they will also see them this weekend. But last weekend, the T-Bolts came home to Bosse, and Evansville was able to take home 2 out of 3 games after dropping the series opener, which marks that they have now won their last 4 out of 5 series. So things are on the ups for Evansville. Do not count them out quite yet, But these next games coming up in the next week and a half will be so important because they see Joliet, because they see Windy City again, and those are two teams that they have to stay ahead of right now in the Frontier League standings. Let's take a look at the starting lineups today. It will be Joliet first, 17-22 on the year, and they are led by manager Mike Pinto. Liam MacArthur, the left fielder, will lead things off. Jesse De La Cruz, the second baseman, bats second. Chris Davis out in right field, batting third. Matthew Workington, the first baseman, cleaning things up. Drew Stengren, the catcher, will bat fifth. Victor Nova, the third baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh, and the DH, Andrew Castano. And it is Cal Heya, the shortstop, batting eighth. Braden Duyon, the center fielder, filling out the starting nine. Tristan Harvin will be on the rubber, and the right-hander is making his 10th appearance of the year. This is his fourth game in the starting role, 29 prior innings of work, a 3.72 ERA, and Harvin is 2-1. Let's flip the book over and take a look at the Evansville Otters. They are led by manager Andy McCauley, 16-23 on the year. Giovanni DiGiacomo will lead things off. He's out in center field. Mason White, the right fielder, bats second. Randy Bednar playing left field. He bats third. And cleaning things up, the shortstop, Paven Parks. David Mendham out at first base. He bats fifth. Alec Olin, newly acquired today. He will DH and bat sixth. Logan Brown back behind the dish, batting seventh. It is Yomar Reyes playing the hot corner, batting eighth. Filling out the starting nine, Delvin Zinn, the second baseman. Brett Sanchez, the right-hander, on the rubber for Joliet here in the series opener. 2-1 on the year. This is his eighth appearance, fifth game in the starting role for Sanchez. 31 1/3 prior innings with a 4.02 ERA. They're finishing up the starting lineups on the field, so that means that we're going to take a step aside here in the booth, and we'll head to the national anthem in just a moment, followed by today's first pitch. So when we come back, we will bring you action between the Evansville Otters and the Joliet Slammers here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, with the singing of our national anthem, presented by Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, performed by F.C. Tucker. Ladies and gentlemen, comes from F.C. Tucker.
It's that time of the day again. Otters baseball coming your way here on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. So happy you could join us here tonight, and it is the Evansville Otters ready to match wits and lock horns with the Joliet Slammers, the series opener here on this Wednesday, June the 26th. It is FC Tucker night and Salvation Army night, and of course, our Senior Connection Wednesday. So it should be a great crowd here at the ballpark, and we were told that that R word is supposed to stay away the rest of the game, which is going to end up being a huge factor because we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to play this one today. So it is a good night for baseball, all things considered. Tristan Harvin throwing his warm-up pitches now, and here at historic Posse Field in Evansville, Indiana, the Evansville Otters come into this contest just a game back of Joliet, 16-23 compared to the Slammers' 17-22 record. And these two teams are very familiar with each other here in 2024, already seeing action in 6 prior games. So this is series number 3 already in this 2024 season. We'll see who can come out on top. Ballpark dimensions here at Posse Field, 315 to the right and left field lines. Out to the right and left center alleys, it is 375 and it's 400 dead center. Calling our balls and strikes, Gary Glover. Brett Gyron is our first base umpire, and Nick Barone out at third. Liam MacArthur will dig in. He bats from the left side, and the left fielder, a 305 average on the year. He will face right-hander Tristan Harvin. Harvin working from the windup, and he's ready to go. He steps and delivers the first pitch in there for a called strike, and we're underway here at 7:02 p.m. 77 degrees, cloudy skies. Here's the righty's next pitch, and it's swung on, a ground ball hit out towards second, ranging to the bag. Zinn, he will flip it to first, and there's one down. So a quick out for Harvin. Took just 2 pitches to retire MacArthur, and now it'll be Jesse De La Cruz. Well, this is an important series for the Otters. One, because they are chasing a team down that's right next to him in the Frontier League West. First pitch to De La Cruz, misses downstairs, the count 1-0. But also, this is a chance for Evansville to keep their momentum going. Winners in their last 4 out of 5 series, the 1-0. And it's a fastball at the top of the zone taken for a strike. 1-1 now to De La Cruz. Evansville yet to sweep a team here in 2024, the 1-1. And it is in there, strike 2. But you have to get consistent with winning before you can think about a sweep. And that's what Evansville is trying to do, the 1-2. And it's slapped foul opposite way from De La Cruz, and the left-handed second baseman will try again with a 1-2 count. De La Cruz, a .279 hitter on the year, but he has had his way with Evansville this season. The righty Harvin offers up, and De La Cruz stays alive, fouling another pitch off. In 6 games against Evansville this year, De La Cruz 8 for 19 at the plate for a .421 average. Harvin into the motion. He twirls and deals, and the 1-2 is a ground ball hit foul to the right side. So 3 foul balls in a row now for De La Cruz, and he's putting together a nice at-bat. Here's Harvin's next pitch, and it's a weak grounder to the right side. Backhanded by Mendham. Spinning throw to the pitcher. Harvin covering the bag. Oh, what a play. David Mendham, who has worked all over the infield for Evansville, shows why he is a utility man, and the defensive highlights coming out here in the first. So 2 quick outs for Harvin. Here's Chris Davis. De La Cruz saw 7 pitches in that battle. Davis hitting from the left side, goes after the first pitch, lines one into center field, base hit. So a 2-out single for Joliet. No score, top of the first, and there's 2 gone for Matthew Workington. Well, that one's probably got to feel good for Chris Davis. Davis, a guy who was cut from the Evansville spring training roster in the final round. If you go ask Andy McCauley, he will tell you that out of the 24 guys that you're allowed to have, he was number 25. So he was right there, but Joliet picked him up, and Davis has put together a nice season so far. First pitch to Workington misses a little bit low, and the count 1-0. Well, you also consider all the turnover that has gone on in the outfield for Evansville. And you wonder if Davis was a guy that would have stuck. The 1-0 lined into left field, and this will be played on a bounce by Bednar. Up to second base, Davis. Workington has a 2-out hit. So back-to-back singles. Here comes Drew Stengren. Now Harvin into his 10th appearance of the year. This is his 4th game in the starting role. 2-1, 29 innings of work, and a 3.72 ERA. He has been asked more and more to throw more pitches and more innings. He deals home to Stengren, and it's a strike right down Broadway, 0-1. First and second, no score, top of the first. And there's 2 gone. Righty on righty matchup. Harvin ready. He kicks and fires. And a nice breaking ball that catches the inside corner. And so the count now 0-2 to the catcher. We might see Harvin become more of a starting pitcher than a reliever. 0-2. Here's a weak tapper to the third baseman. Reyes fields it, throw to second, and it is in time. They're able to beat Workington by a half a step as Zinn was covering for the force. So that'll do it here in the first inning. Couple stranded for Joliet, nothing doing, and Evansville will come to the plate for the first time when we come back.
Thanks, Chloe. Our pitcher battery for the Joliet Slammers, Brett Sanchez, is on the mound. Drew Stengren. Behind the plate, pitcher battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. Located at 2319 North Streeter Road or 812-475-9000. Tell them Zane from the Otters sent you.
Giovanni DiGiacomo leading it off. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Evansville and Joliet on the mound for the Slammers. Brett Sanchez, 2-1. This is his 8th appearance, 5th start. First pitch to DiGiacomo on the inside corner, a called strike, and it's 0-1. 31 1/3 prior innings for the guy on the mound. The right-hander's next pitch is fouled back. Well, certainly likes to waste no time out there. And for Sanchez, a 4.02 ERA. Well, he's got DiGiacomo down in the count 0-2. He will have to go into protect mode. DiGiacomo batting from the left side. The 0-2, here it is. And it's lined back up the middle. Hit. He is an impossible out. Down in the count 0-2, and he makes it look easy. DiGiacomo now 11 for 21 in what is now his 6th game in an Otters uniform. Absolutely remarkable. So now coming to the plate, Mason White. White batting .349 on the year. And the first pitch from Sanchez. Breaking ball in there for a called strike, 0-1. White has been putting together quite the homestand for Evansville. And in his last 6 games, he has garnered 10 RBIs. Next pitch from Sanchez misses, and the count 1-1. 1 home run, 9 for 21 at the dish, and White has played in 5 of those 6 days here at home. The next offering from Sanchez outside, 2 balls and a strike. White has been another marvelous player to watch. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. White digging in from the left side. And Evansville with a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the first. No score with Joliet. Sanchez ready. He sends it in. And the 3-1 finds the outside corner. The count now full. White in his rookie campaign, bidding to be the Rookie of the Year. Here's the 3-2. First a throw over to the bag, in with a head-first slide, DiGiacomo. Now that's the other thing that you have to worry about when going up against Giovanni. He can swipe bags after he picks up base hits. Now the pitch home to White. Breaking ball outside, ball 4. So a 6-pitch affair won by White. He will head down to first base via the free pass. And Evansville cooking here in this bottom of the first inning. Runners on first and second, still nobody out. And it's Randy Bednar coming to the plate. Bednar, a .295 hitter on the year. And he is a guy that can do some damage at the plate. 9 homers, 21 RBIs. The pitch. And he takes a belt-high fastball for a strike, 0-1. Evansville rocking their all whites today. Blue Otters across the chest, blue numbers on the back. Here's the 0-1. And Sanchez throws a slow breaking ball in there. Boy, that had to have come in at like 60 or 65 miles an hour. Nope, 83. They'll forget what I said. Here's the 0-2. And it's another slow bender. Bednar couldn't connect as he swings through it for out number 1. I tell you what, that looks a lot slower than 83 miles an hour. Let's see what it registers in on the gun this time. I don't know if we'll get a reading. There's no way that's accurate. 83 on that second pitch to Bednar? I ain't buying it. Something's not right with the miles per hour reader. So now at the plate, Pavin Parks. And the first pitch to the left-handed hitting shortstop is fouled back. The count 0-1. First and second for Evansville. Bottom of the first, no score. A leadoff single from DiGiacomo down in the count 0-2, and White able to draw a walk. Sanchez ready. He deals. And Parks takes one at the knees for a strike. And he's down in the count 0-2. Now Sanchez, typically a guy that throws a lot of pitches in the zone. He's not going to walk too many. Here's his 0-2. First a look to second. Now he comes home. And it's a breaking ball hit in the air. And it is at the plate. And it is right at home plate as Stengren, the catcher, calls for it and makes the catch. I don't even know if that's fair or foul territory. And it must have barely been in fair territory. But nevertheless, It's still out number 2, and now coming to the plate, David Mendham. Well, I think that radar gun was a little bit more accurate on that last breaking ball because it said 66 miles an hour, which is where I originally thought that Sanchez was throwing that pitch. He again looks towards second. Now he deals to Mendham. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Boy, that 57 miles an hour on the gun. Unbelievable. We're playing beer league softball out here. That is unbelievable. He's ready. The 0-1. And Mendham hits it high in the air towards straightaway center. Camping under it, Duyan, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. How in the world is anybody going to hit that pitch tonight? Well, we'll see if Evansville can adjust. They strand 2 in the first, no score with Joliet, and we'll take it to the second on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
It's time for our Dizzy Bat Home Run Derby. Brady is going to be spinning around a bat 10 times and then hitting a ball off the tee. If he can hit it into the net, he'll be going home with some free Otters tickets. DBAT is Evansville's premier, locally owned, indoor baseball and softball training facility. Experience top-notch batting cages, automated pitching machines for baseball, fast pitch, and slow pitch softball, personalized lessons, exciting camps and clinics, unforgettable birthday parties, and a pro shop filled with everything you need. Powered by Rollins. Located on Ventura Drive near the airport, visit DBAT 7 days a week for all your baseball and softball needs. Back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. I'd like to say hello to Art Construction. They're over in left field. Great to have Art Construction with us. A group outing of almost 200. Poets, P-O-E-T-S. They're in section 3. Trip Hillmore, the birthday party in section 17. Happy birthday to all of them. And BMWC Constructors. They're the Corona Extra Patio Deck, a group of 100. Great to have all of them with us here at the ballpark as well. Plus, Mr. T from FC Tucker. Leading on, batting 6th at third base, 8, Victor Nova.
Victor Nova leading it off, top of the second inning. Tristan Harvin back on the rubber. Here's the first pitch, strike, 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. Harvin in the first inning, 15 pitches, 13 strikes. The 0-1 misses just a smidge downstairs, and it's even now to Nova. Nova, a .221 hitter on the year. That's a number that is completely fallen off since the last time we saw this guy. The 1-1, a called strike, and it's now 1-2. Well, you think back to mid-May, the last time that Joliet was in town, Nova was hitting above 320. So you wonder where that went. Here's the 1-2. A check swing, a pitch low, and it's now 2-2. But my goodness, this is a guy who had some really high hopes. The 2-2. Fastball outside, 3-2, and Mike Pinto had to have been ecstatic whenever signing a guy like Nova with the experience he brings to the table. The payoff, here's a high chopper to the first base side, foul. For whatever reason, after that last series against Evansville, which again was back on May 17, 18, and 19, things just went completely south. Harvin ready. He deals the 3-2, and it misses downstairs, ball 4. Well, you don't want to go on too much, but you figure Nova was a potential all-star with the way he was playing, not just offensively, but also defensively at the beginning of the season. and his bat has become non-existent. So now it's Andrew Castano, and the first pitch to him misses the zone. The count 1-0. No score between Evansville and Joliet. Castano has only seen action in 4 prior games for the Slammers. The 1-0 outside. He's coming off a series where he only saw 1 at-bat against Florence. The right-hander Harvin ready. He steps and delivers. Fastball taken on the outside corner, a strike, and it's 2-1. Castano 4 for 12 at the dish this season. 1 homer, 2 RBIs. Runner goes on the next offering. Fastball upstairs, throw from Brown, not in time. Close play at the bag, but Nova able to leg out his 5th stolen base of the year. He has been caught stealing just once. So the count 3-1 to Castano. And it's a runner in scoring position for Joliet. Harvin ready. He deals. Fastball upstairs, ball 4. Well, that's the first walk of the game allowed by Harvin.
Batting 8 at shortstop, 14.
And now it'll be Calheza coming to the plate. Rather, that's the second walk, beg your pardon. He also walked Nova to begin the inning. This is the first inning where he's allowed walks. Gave up 2 base hits in the first frame, but no damage done. Here's a bunt attempt by Heza, a good one. Down the third baseline, and Brown, the catcher, spins to first, unleashes it, and they're able to set down the shortstop for out number 1. However, Nova up to third and Castano up to second. So it is a successful sac bunt on the 2-3 putout. And now coming to the plate, Braden Duyon. We have seen Windy City and now Joliet make a lot of moves. And Evansville also one of those teams. Here's the first pitch to Duyon. In there, taken for a strike, and the count 0-1. But the back half, rather the bottom third of this Joliet order really hasn't seen many games with the club, including Duyon. The pitch. Here's a ground ball hit towards second. Duyon slips out of the box. It's fielded by Zinn. This will be good for a run as Nova touches the plate, and it's a fielder's choice RBI with Duyon as out number 2. So the second baseman, Zinn, retiring the center fielder Duyon, but again, Joliet draws first blood. They lead it 1-0. Up to third base, Castano. And the lineup will turn over. It's Liam MacArthur. First pitch to him misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Well, that's the first run that Harvin has allowed to Joliet this year. Next pitch into MacArthur. 2 balls and no strikes. Harvin has seen this club on 2 other occasions this year. 1 out of the pen, 1 in the starting role. The right-hander ready. He fires home, and it's downstairs. 3-0 now. Harvin has worked 5 prior innings coming into tonight against the Slammers, and he's given up 4 hits, 3 walks with 6 strikeouts. Now the 3-0 delivery. Fastball upstairs, ball 4. So Harvin really struggling with his command here in this second frame, and that has tossed his pitch count up a ton. Now sitting at 34 total tosses. And here comes pitch number 20 of the inning. He will have to throw it to Jesse De La Cruz. Runners at the corners. Joliet leads 1-0. First pitch at the top of the zone, a strike, 0-1. That is the third walk this frame that Harvin has given up. He's ready with the 0-1. Runner goes to second. It's swung on, lifted in the air, on the infield toward the shortstop, Parks, and he will secure it to retire the side. So Joliet gets on the board first. It's a 1-0 lead over Evansville, and the Otters bats coming up when we come back on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Time to see who gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Best seats in the house. Our lucky winner gets to spend the rest of the game in the best seats in the house, and we only have one person sign up, so congratulations to Brandon Gibbons. Brandon Gibbons, our Ashley Furniture Home Store best seat in the house winner. Come on down to the best seats in the house and enjoy the view for the rest of the game with your feet kicked up. The best seats in the house also means that you have the best view of the Heritage Video Board and Otter Vision. Follow along with all of our video board action this evening, and be sure to visit heritagefederal.org for all your banking needs. Leading off, batting sixth, designated hitter, number 29, Alec Olin.
Alec Olin leading it off here for Evansville. Bottom of the second inning, and it's 1-0 Joliet. Back on the rubber, Brett Sanchez, the right-hander's first pitch, and it misses just a little bit outside. The count 1-0. Well, Olin picked up today by the Tri-City Valley Cats in a trade. He swings and misses at the next pitch, and the count 1-1 strike. And the Otters sent Leone De La Cruz to Tri-City. Here's a looping line drive toward Haza, and the shortstop able to put it away. There's one gone. Well, we'll continue to talk about Olin, although he is retired. And this is a guy who hit .282 with Tri-City in 34 games to begin this season. So again, Evansville sent to Tri-City Leone De La Cruz, a first-round 2025 Frontier League draft pick, and a player to be named later. Logan Brown swings at the first pitch, hits it foul the opposite way, 0-1. The left-handed hitting catcher will face the righty Sanchez. Sanchez working from the windup. And that was a big-time trade that, again, happened technically yesterday. First pitch misses, or rather the next pitch misses upstairs. And the count is 1-1 to Brown. But Olin making his first start today. Next pitch fouled again to the left side. 1-2.
An overhead pop ball brought to you by Heads Construction.
Brown 6 for 24 in his first 6 games of the year for Evansville. Here's the 1-2 from the right-hander, and it's lined back to the screen. We'll have another 1-2 pitch. Sanchez, again, he throws that slow breaking ball, but he also has a very funky motion. So if you're watching it on Flow Sports, pay attention. We'll paint the picture on the radio. Next pitch, and it's a looper toward the third base dugout of Joliet, but this will go over the dugout and onto the roof. So Sanchez, a sidewinder, and he will come from about 180 degrees parallel to the ground. The next pitch, swing and a miss. He gets Brown to fan at a breaking ball, and he's out number 2. So that's the second strikeout of the game for Sanchez. Joliet leads at 1-0, bottom of the second, and the bases are empty for Yomar Reyes. Reyes digging in from the right side. He's got his white batting gloves on today. Reyes, a big boy at the plate, takes the first pitch, misses inside from the right-hander Sanchez. And the count 1-0. Sanchez again working quickly back to it. Breaking ball, called a strike, evens the count. This is a guy who wastes no time on the rubber. He's already back to it. The pitch, another breaking ball, swing and a miss. Boy, we can't even tell anything. In between pitches, we have time called in Evansville. Just trying to catch a breather against this guy. I mean, he gets the ball back and quite literally gets right back on the rubber, glove at his face, and he's about ready to go again. Here he comes. And it's sent back to the screen to the right side. 1-2 again to Reyes. Reyes 0 for 5 in the last series against Windy City with a run and a strikeout. The 1-2. And he taps this one high and toward left center. This is the center fielder, Duyan, charging in, able to make the catch and retire the side. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Sanchez. Joliet leads at 1-0, and we'll take it to the third.
All right, Otters fans, it's time for the Tin Fish Fish Toss. Tonight we have Davison and Caleb competing against Kaiser and Kyrie for 2 GA tickets. Are you ready? Get set. Go. All right, I think we're going to give that one to Davison and Caleb. Thanks for playing. Back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. If you're looking for new concession items, head to the first base concession for new Italian food offerings that include fried ravioli, Bosco sticks, and pizza. Check out third base concession for the specialty menu items, such as the Clubhouse Bono, a hot press sandwich featuring grilled ham, smoked pork shoulder, sandwich sliced pickles, mustard, and Swiss cheese. And if you're looking for a quick beer or soda, check out the brand new Grab and Go directed behind Ben's Pretzels. Leading off for Joliet, right fielder, Chris Davis.
Three, four, five in the order for Joliet. Chris Davis leading it off. And the first pitch that he sees is tapped foul to the right side, 0-1. Tristan Harvin back on the rubber. Joliet leads at 1-0. And the Slammers plating the first run in the last inning. Here's Harvin's next pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 2. Well, when you think back to that last inning for the right-hander, and the walks is what really got to him. 3 free passes in the second. He comes home, and the 0-2. Called strike 3. So it takes 3 pitches to set down. Davis is out number 1. We're in the third. Matthew Workington coming to the plate. Joliet leads at 1-0. Workington, a right-handed hitter, singled his first time up. Harvin working from the windup. He's into the motion. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Beautiful breaking ball that time. And he had Workington blowing open that front shoulder. Well, I think we know what he's trying to do at the plate. The 0-1. And it misses outside. Workington does lead the Frontier League with 10 home runs, 37 RBIs. Here's the 1-1. And he grounds one sharply out towards second, parks up with it, flip to first, and it's a high throw. Mendham off the bag, and he's able to apply the tag to Workington. Mendham has made a couple of nice plays here early in this game. In the first inning, he had a nice backhanded stop to retire De La Cruz, and this time he had to come off the bag toward home plate on a throw that brought him about 2 or 3 feet to the left of the bag, and he was able to tag Workington. First pitch to Drew Stengren is fouled to the left side, the count 0-1. So 2 quick outs here to begin this top of the third inning. Base is empty, the pitch from the right-handed Harvin. Breaking ball away, and the count 1-1. Stengren grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. He hits the next pitch high to the right side, foul territory near the warning track. Mendham giving chase, but he runs out of room as this is out of play. So a ball and a strike now to the right-handed hitting catcher. Stengren, a .324 hitter on the year. He has been excellent for Joliet in what is now his 23rd game. Harvin ready. He deals. Breaking ball misses inside, and the count 2-1. Joliet leads it 1-0. We're in the series opener between these two clubs. Here's the next pitch. And it's a check swing. He went around, says first base umpire Brett Gyron, and that'll do it here in the top of the third. Joliet goes down quietly, a 1-2-3 inning for Harvin, and we'll take it to the home half of the inning with the Slammers on top of Evansville 1-0.
All right, we're out here in right field for the Muhlenberg County Big Twig Toss. Braxton, Austin, Hunter, and Barrett are each going to throw Otters mini bags. Whoever throws it the farthest will be our winner and get to keep their bag. One at a time. Ready? Throw.
9-1-2 in the order for Evansville. Delvin Zinn will face Brett Sanchez. Joliet leads it, and it is a 1-0 score in the bottom of the third. First pitch on the outside corner, a called strike from the right-hander, and the count 0-1. Sanchez doing what he does again, working quickly, swing and a miss. I'm not even exaggerating. I really can't even speak in between pitches. He's already back on the rubber, and Zinn has to call time. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. He is giving these Otters no breathing space. Here's the 0-2. And Zinn hits a fly ball, foul territory to the right side, charging over Workington, and he will make the catch nearing that warning track. Well, one thing to consider with this ballpark, and we've said it before, but it's always a nice refresher. This field plays so wide. And so if you're a corner infielder and you get a foul ball, there's a chance that you can get to it here that you wouldn't be able to get to it at any other ballpark. First pitch to Giovanni DiGiacomo in there for a strike, 0-1. It's like at Yankee Stadium with the home run trackers. Next pitch outside. 1-1 now to DiGiacomo, where you have that, oh, it's out at Yankees Stadium, but nowhere else in the major leagues. The 1-1. Nice looping breaking ball finds the inner corner. And the left-handed hitting center fielder down in the count 1-2. Joliet leads it 1-0. Bottom of the third, base is empty. DiGiacomo was down in the count 0-2 his first time at the plate, then singled up the middle. Here's the pitch. And it runs inside, and it hits him. So that's the first blemish that we've seen from Sanchez. He has given up a hit and a walk, but that time he was ahead to DiGiacomo and just lost him. Well, now the umpires are convening. And our home plate umpire, Gary Glover, talking to the catcher, Drew Stengren, who is meeting with Brett Sanchez halfway between home and the mound. And what are they going to say? Are they going to say that was a foul ball? Well, you don't see much of an argument from DiGiacomo, so he must have thought that it caught the bat as well. Mike Pinto coming out of the dugout for a moment to get an explanation, but I guess they're going to say that was a foul ball, so we'll have another 1-2 count. And the pitch outside, it's now 2-2. DiGiacomo extending his hit streak to 6 games with that base hit. Puts a charge into the next pitch, high and deep towards center, backing up Duyan, and he will put it away. Throughout this entire homestand, we have seen the baseball not travel, which has been really interesting because whenever it's hot and humid, typically that allows the ball to get some extra distance. Looked like DiGiacomo hit that one well, just not well enough, I guess. First pitch to Mason White, misses the zone, the count 1-0. 2 gone in the third, base is empty, the pitch from Sanchez. Line back to the screen, and it's now 1-1. White walked his first time at the dish. Joliet leads it 1-0. The game's first run coming in the second. Here's the 1-1. And it's fisted to the left side of the infield. Charging is Nova, and he lunges at it, falling down on the catch. I don't want to say that was quite a diving play, but still a nice effort by the third baseman, and the side is retired. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Sanchez. We'll take it to the fourth. Joliet leading 1-0 over Evansville.
Because it's time for Hickory Pit Stop Flying Pigs. Tonight we have Hattie and Henley, and they're going to see who can sling their pig the furthest. Whoever does wins 2 GA tickets. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. And this one's going to go to Henley. Thanks for playing, girls. Back to you, Zig.
Thanks, Chloe. Again, tomorrow it's a doubleheader on a Busch Light Thirsty Thursday with Working Distributors and America's Car Mart. First pitch of that doubleheader will begin at 5:05. 2-7 contest. The Otters then go on the road and are back at Bossy Field starting July 5th for 3 games against the newbie team in the Frontier League, the New England Knockouts. Tickets on sale at EvansvilleOtters.com or calling 1-2-435-8686. Tell Mary Zane Senior. Third baseman, 8, Victor Nova.
I don't believe in the broadcasters, Jason. Top of the fourth inning, Tristan Harvin back on the rubber. Victor Nova at the plate. And the left-handed hitting third baseman takes a huge hack at the first pitch. Can't connect, 0-1. 1-0, Joliet leads Evansville. And the right-hander Harvin back into the wind. The pitch misses a little bit in, and the count 1-1 to Nova. Well, we were detailing Nova's downfall, if you will call it, in his last at-bat, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Wasn't even close to that breaking ball and excuse me swing. But Nova did string together a 7-pitch walk his first time at the dish. And again, the last time that he saw Evansville, he was hitting around 320, 325. The 1-2. Breaking ball away. Now he is hitting 221. So you just wonder what happened. Here's the 2-2 from Harvin. And it's a fastball that misses in the basement. So the count now full. Harvin has already walked 3 today, trying to avoid a 4th free pass. He's ready. The payoff. Call. Strike 3. Fastball tickled the inside corner. Nova couldn't pull the trigger. And there's one gone here in the 4th. That'll bring up Andrew Castono. And Castono walked his first time at the dish. No official at-bats yet, and the right-handed hitter will take a first pitch fastball high. Joliet leads it 1-0. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Evansville, no runs, a hit, no errors. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and it evens the count to Castono. Well, Evansville defensively has gotten better and better throughout this year. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. If you want to backtrack again to the last time that these two teams matched wits and locked horns, Evansville defensively one of the worst in the league, if not the worst. They were sitting around a .963 fielding percentage. Harvin ready. And the pitch home is tapped to the left side. Foul. We'll have another 1-2 count now for Castono. Now Evansville still in the bottom half of the league, but a .970 fielding mark. The 1-2. Fastball inside, and it hit him. So a mistake that pitch that time from Harvin. Now coming to the plate, Cal Haza. A 1-out base runner for Joliet in the 4th. They lead it 1-0.
Shortstop, 14, Cal
And my
Haza.
apologies, I've been saying the name wrong. It is Castano, not Castono, so I beg your pardon for that mistake. Now, Haza at the plate, a sac bunt his first time up, and he takes away the count 1-0. Now, Haza, another tough one, spelled H-E-J-Z-A. The right-hander Harvin from the stretch deals. Fastball misses outside, 2-0. And Haza, similar to Yomar and Yomar Reyes, with that Spanish J that really sounds like a Y, the 2-0. And he takes a strike. 2-1 now, and that was a fastball pretty much center. Not really sure what you're looking for at the plate, but Harvin got away with one that time. He's ready, and the 2-1 pitch is on the outside corner, called a strike, evens the count now to Haza. Infielders at double play depth. Outfielders playing a little bit back. Here's the 2-2, and it's a weak roller to the right side of the infield. No chance for twos in the second baseman's throw to second, and it's thrown away. So just as we were complimenting the Otters defense for getting better, that happens. Why in the world is Zinn trying to go to second there? That just seemed a little bit forced. when he had the shore out at first base, and look, you're never going to get two there. So you just take your out. But instead he throws it away, and now there's runners on first and second, one down. Braden Duyon coming up. Here's the pitch, and the left-handed hitter squares the bunt, pulls back a fastball high, the count 1-0. Well, Harvin's pitch count really starting to get up there now. 63 total pitches. Joliet on top, 1-0 the pitch, and it's a bunt attempt as the pitch misses low. Are they going to say that Duyon pulled back? No, he offered up. I was going to say, no way he pulled that one back. Harvin, the right-hander, deals. And it's lifted in the air to the left side. Out of play, 1-2. Duyon, a fielder's choice RBI to plate the game's only run in the second inning. But he has a chance for more RBIs here. That was his first with the Joliet Slammers this year. The pitch from Harvin. Here's a ground ball deep in the hole at short. Backhanded Parks. Throw to second for one. Zinn there for the force out. What a play by the shortstop. Able to retire Haza on the fielder's choice. That was an impressive play. Had to turn his body around quickly and deliver a strike to Zinn because Haza was gunning it towards second, and he's out number 2. So runners at the corners now. Castano on third and Duyon on first. First pitch misses outside to Liam MacArthur. MacArthur, 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Saw just 4 pitches in that at-bat, the 1-0. And the left-handed hitting left fielder takes high. The count 2 balls and no strikes. Joliet on top, 1-0. Top of the 4th inning. Harvin ready. And the pitch home, runner goes to second. Fastball misses in. No throw, a pump fake from Brown. Tried to Tom Brady fake and deke the runner at third, but Castano with heads-up awareness staying put. And now there's 2 ducks in the pond. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball finds the zone, and that was a 3-0 breaking ball from Harvin. Maybe he's got more confidence in that pitch than he does with the heater right now. We'll see if he goes back to it here. 3-1. A fastball lined into right field, base hit. This one heading for the wall, cut off by White, but this will score both runners. 3-0 Slammers. So a 2 RBI base hit for MacArthur. And another free pass has come back to haunt Harvin. So now coming to the plate, Jesse De La Cruz. But really, this all stems from the decision from Delvin Zinn. Here's the first pitch, and it's way high and way outside. Easy layoff there for the left-handed hitting second baseman. Count 1-0. Remember, whenever Haza was able to reach first with Castano going to second, that was a ball that could have resulted in an out. Runner goes on the next pitch, throw to the bag, and they got him. Nice throw from Brown. MacArthur caught stealing. That'll do it here in the 4th inning. And so Joliet gets another pair. They lead Evansville 3-0. We'll see what the Otters respond with in the home half of the frame.
It's time to show us your best smiles for the Paramount Dental Smile Cam. Over 300,000 members trust Paramount Dental because it's based right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana. Paramount Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep on smiling 26th birthday to Adonis Washington here at the ballpark. Adonis turning 26. Happy birthday, and thanks for spending it with the Evansville Otters at Bossy Field, Adonis Washington. Bossy Field, a great place to celebrate your birthday. Left fielder, number 6, Randy Bednar.
Heart of the order due up for Evansville. First pitch, swing and a miss from Randy Bednar. And Brett Sanchez has an 0-1 count. So Sanchez has looked sharp, retiring the last 9. Next pitch swung on and lined into left field. Well, forget the retired in a row streak because Bednar breaks it up with a base hit. Joliet leading 3-0. They plated 2 more runs in the top of this 4th inning. And they also got 1 in the 2nd. So we'll see how the Otters respond here. A good start with Bednar being a leadoff base runner. Now it'll be Pavin Parks. Parks 0 for 1, flew out to the catcher right on home plate. And Parks, another guy that has been hitting the ball lights out as of late. Here's the first pitch from Sanchez. Breaking ball in the outside corner, a called strike. On the homestand, Pavin Parks leading the way offensively with a .529 average entering play today. 9 for 17 at the dish. Here's the 0-1. A long pause from Sanchez, and this ball's fouled away to the opposite side. 0-2 now to the left-handed hitting Parks. Not too often today that we've said Sanchez a long pause. Most of the time he has worked with lightning speed. But he's got Parks down in the count now, 0-2. Parks in this homestand, 6 runs scored, 1 homer, 2 RBIs, 9 walks. He has been all over the bases. A throw to the bag, in with a head-first slide, Bednar. Boy, that on base is just outstanding. 692, but the slugging even better at 824. Just absurd numbers. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit to the left side again and fouling out of play. So we'll have another 0-2 pitch for Parks. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Slammers. Yesterday rained out, and that means we'll have another twin bill tomorrow. So join us with a first pitch of 5:05 Central Time. The 0-2, and it misses a little bit low. Mother Nature has either been great to Evansville this year with perfect weather or terrible with nasty weather. Sanchez ready. The right-hander's pitch, and it's fisted to the left side of the infield, but this will go over the chalk, foul. It's a soft line drive from Bednar, and he's lucky that Nova didn't charge and make the catch. So we'll have another 1-2 pitch for the shortstop. Yesterday, it rained about an hour and a half before game time, and it just poured down here at Bossy Field. Next pitch swung on, lifted into center field, but this is right at Duyan, and he puts down Parks for out number 1. Runner on first, and we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Coming to the plate, David Mendham. Joliet leads at 3-0. Actually, we got a little bit lucky today. It has turned out to be a really nice day, and even Sergeant Sunshine making an appearance now, but earlier before this game, there were a lot of question marks as to whether or not this was going to be played. First pitch from Sanchez, and the sidewinder tosses in a ball off the plate, 1-0. Mendham hitting from the left side, and the first baseman batting .360 on the year. From the stretch, Sanchez deals. Here's a line drive. Shot back up the middle. This gets past and outstretched De La Cruz at second. So up to second base is Bednar. 2 singles in the inning here for Evansville. Now to be Alec Oland. But again, as we said in the pregame show, the good Lord up above providing enough for today's game, and I'm sure the players appreciate a little bit of water hitting the playing surface because this field needed it. 3-0 Joliet, bottom of the 4th inning. Oland 0 for 1. He lined to short his first time up. The pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Didn't really get a chance to talk about Oland in his first trip up, a .282 hitter on the year in 2024. All of those games coming with Tri-City. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball misses inside. Almost got a piece of Oland, but not quite. Oland was a part of a trade that included Leone De La Cruz, a player to be named later, and a 2025 first-round pick from Evansville's side. A 3-for-1 deal for the Valley Cats as the next pitch is down low and away. 2 balls and a strike to Oland. But this is a guy who has proven himself this year already, so you're getting something that you know is talented. Here's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Oland. Oland grew up in Crown Point, Indiana. Sanchez from the set. He looks to second. He comes home. Breaking ball, line back to the screen. Crown Point, 237 miles away from here. 4.5 hours north. All the way up at the top of the state. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses just off the outside corner. And it's now full to Oland. Oland has spent time in the American Association. He began his playing career here in the Frontier League. The pitch. Called, strike 3. Oland didn't like it. He was ready to head down to first and said he'll head back to the dugout. He's out number 2, and that'll bring up Logan Brown. Third strikeout of the game for Sanchez, first and second for the Otters. And Brown trying to come through in a big-time situation to pull his club back into this thing. 3-0 Joliet leads. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball in, 1-0. Well, today is our FC Tucker night here at the ballpark, as well as our Salvation Army night. And, of course, it's Senior Connection Wednesday. The 1-0. And it's lined to the left side, foul. 1-1 now to the left-handed hitting catcher. Salvation Army, always a great night. Always supportive of Otters baseball. They have been a tremendous sponsor for us, and FC Tucker as well. Here's the 1-1. And it's dribbled to the left side, foul. 1-2 now to Brown. So that Corona Extra patio deck in right field, packed to the gills. And the seating behind home plate filling out as well, especially for a rainy Wednesday. The 1-2. Fastball high. All things considered, a decent crowd on hand today. Sanchez ready. He deals. And Brown stays alive, slicing one back to the screen. We'll have another pitch at 2-2, and the deuces are wild. Brown struck out swinging his first time at the dish. Sanchez, glove at the chest from the set, looks to second. A second look. He comes home. Swing and a miss, strike three. Blew a fastball by him. I'll tell you what, that is only at 77 miles an hour, but he has worked that off speed so well, and he is keeping these Otters off balance tonight. Joliet 3, Evansville nothing. We'll take it to the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Southwest Graphics Evansville Otter Bells with special guest, Mr. T.
Hey, how's it going? Oh. Do we have somebody on the radio today? Okay. What's your name? Brandon? Hi. Nice to meet you. Yeah, yeah, so we will have you come on. Are you a Salvation Army? Are you? Okay. So, yeah, we will have you come on in the top of the fifth inning, which is now. So, all right. So, I didn't even know we were having a speaker on today, so I will just roll with the punches and ask you as many questions. I'll lead you into some stuff. Feel free to talk as long as you'd like. The only thing that I'll ask is that if there's a play happening, just let me take it over real quick. I'll get the action done, and then I'll let you finish your statement. So I'll lead us in, and then I'll let you speak. Brandon, right? What's your last name, Brandon?
Lewis. And my wife and I are the executive directors of the Salvation Army.
I'll let you. Tristan Harvin back on the rubber. Top of the fifth inning, a first pitch called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Jesse De La Cruz. Top of the fifth inning, and it is 3-0 Joliet. Next pitch downstairs, 1-1 the count. Well, we are joined with Brandon Lewis of Salvation Army here for our nonprofit sponsor today. Brandon, so happy you could join us on the call. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Next pitch fouled away, and Bednar gave it a look, but nothing doing. So the count now 1-2 to De La Cruz. So, as we just mentioned, you are with Salvation Army. Tell me, Brandon, what are you doing here today?
We are here celebrating a great night at the ballpark. Salvation Army night with the Evansville Otters is always exciting. We're just so blessed to be able to celebrate with everyone and be able to give back to the community however we can.
That is incredible. What are you trying to promote here today? I saw that you guys were down on the field before the game as well. So just talk to me. What should the fans know about what's going on tonight?
Yeah. Every ticket that's purchased tonight that's given by the Salvation Army goes directly back to families in need in Southwest Indiana. So the money that's raised tonight could be given to our meal programs, our Pathway of Hope case management program, serving thousands of meals every single year to families in need. Goes to after-school programs that we operate and our staff operate, so it stretches a long way.
Walk to De La Cruz. He stands on first base, so Chris Davis now coming to the plate, batting from the left side. Joliet with a 3-0 lead over Evansville, top of the fifth inning. Harvin's first pitch, a breaking ball way outside, and the count is 1-0. Well, you guys talked a little bit about the programs that you guys have for this event tonight, and that is awesome. I got to be honest, going to Salvation Army as a kid, me and my friends would try to pick up some clothes there every once in a while. Next pitch to the backstop, that'll send De La Cruz up to second on the wild pitch, And the count now 2-0. Here comes Max Peterson. This will give us a little bit more time to dive into a conversation. But I think it's really cool because you think of the Salvation Army and, there's obviously the stores all posted around really the entire country, and it's great. But there's more than just the stores themselves to where people can go and buy clothes and other materials that they might need. So what are some of the other options available aside from just the stores? You mentioned where the proceeds of the tickets tonight are going. What else do you guys have to offer as the Salvation Army?
Yeah, it's a great question. We are right here in Evansville, 1040 North Fulton, and our Evansville office serves the 3-county area in southwest Indiana. We have a Sally's Kitchen feeding program that operates Monday through Friday every single day, and we'll serve 200 to 400 people in 2 hours. We have a tailored case management program called Pathway of Hope, designed to break generational poverty. It's led by the families, steered by the parents in the family, helps people get cars and jobs and apartments, and we celebrate them at the end of their time in the program with a graduation ceremony that we call a victory dinner. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a joy to be able to give back in a tangible way. And you'll see a smile light up on someone's face when we're able to give them a meal, give them a pillow or a fan for kind of hot days we've been having lately.
Harvin plunks the next guy, Davis, so he heads down to first base, and standing on second is De La Cruz. Trouble alerts here in the 5th inning. Joliet with a 3-0 lead over Evansville. At the plate, Matthew Workington. First pitch to him, line back to the screen, 0-1. Brandon, I don't want to get too political here on the broadcast, but it seems like more and more people are struggling in today's day, and, people are struggling to pay for groceries, let alone their rent. Have you guys experienced that more and more with the Salvation Army?
We have. We've seen a 200% increase in demand for our services. So there's something that's going on. Families in our area are struggling to make ends meet. Parents are struggling to put food on the table. But it's a privilege for the Salvation Army to be able to come alongside our neighbors and to be able to speak hope into their lives. Often it's the smallest thing that someone can do for another person that can change their life. Doesn't have to be a big gift. Doesn't have to be a lot of time. It can be a box of food, an hour spent volunteering with us. It makes a world of difference and changes someone's life too.
Fly ball hit down the right field line, giving Chase White. He won't be able to get there. And there's runners on first and second. Still nobody out here in this 5th inning. Joliet with a 3-0 lead. Brandon, you sound like a well-spoken individual. I mean, just the short conversation that we have had, I can tell that you really care about your work and you're passionate about it. How long have you been with the Salvation Army?
My entire life. I like to joke around and say that I was born into it. My parents, my mom actually worked for the Salvation Army in Nebraska. And then my dad, he came a little bit later to the Salvation Army, but I've grown up in it. I'm a 4th generation Salvation Army officers, we call them, or executive directors and lead pastors of a Salvation Army unit.
Wild pitch, and it was a breaking ball, attempted to be backhanded by Brown. He was able to stop it from going back to this fence, but that'll still allow both runners to advance. So Harvin laboring here in this 5th inning, and Joliet with a 3-0 lead. 2 ducks in the pond now, still nobody out, and it's a 2-2 count to Workington. Harvin leans in, gets the sign. The right-hander ready, he tosses it in. Swing and a miss. Huge strikeout there to retire Workington, and, well, both runners still staying on second and third. Harvin not out of the woods yet, but one step closer. Now coming to the plate, Drew Stengren. So you say that you're a 4th generation man into this kind of work. Is this just something that you grew up with, something that was instilled into you early that, you should give back to the community? And I think I know the answer to that question. So let me also ask, how have you influenced others in your line of work?
Definitely was instilled into me growing up. My dad grew up very poor in Mississippi. My grandfather grew up homeless in St. Louis, was actually brought off the streets by the Salvation Army back in the early 20th century. And so growing up from a young age, charitable cause was always a part of my life. I remember every Christmas I would get my extra toys together and drive it down to the Salvation Army orphanage in Omaha, Nebraska, and deliver toys to kids who really needed it, who literally had nothing. I hope that every day when I come to work, that when I come to my office or I'm going to a meeting, that someone can look at me or see the Salvation Army with me and maybe be inspired to give back a little bit more. It's nothing about what I do, but it's about the amazing mission that I'm able to represent, and I'm so blessed to represent every day.
Wow, that is incredible. I mean, you are a hero, seriously. That is incredible what you do. And for the people who are less fortunate that need that sort of support, I can't even imagine the wonders that you've done in their lives. 3-1 pitch from Harvin misses downstairs, and so he walks Stengren. The bases are now juiced, one gone here in the 5th inning. Joliet with a 3-0 lead, and coming to the plate is Victor Nova. But just to go back to our conversation, it really is truly incredible with the amount of work that you have put in for others. What would you say, I'm sure you've learned a lot, are some of the top things that you can take away from experiences like that that might encourage others to join that kind of work as well?
It's all about perspective. We live in an area where 25% of children live below the poverty line. Another 15% of kids are on free or reduced lunch programs in school. We have parents that are losing jobs or unable to afford rent. Gas prices have never been higher. Food costs keep rising. But it's all about perspective. Remember the first time that, going back to what we said before, I delivered my toys to this orphanage, going room to room, met a young man named Kenyon who was growing up in this orphanage. To this day is one of my best friends, a Salvation Army pastor along with me, serving in Illinois. It's all about perspective. You learn about other people. You're able to take a step out of your world and learn a little bit more about the texture of someone else's life. And I think if we can do that maybe a little bit more every day, take that step to understand each other, I think we'll make the world a little bit of a better place.
We have Shane Harris on the rubber now for Evansville as Tristan Harvin's day is over. Most recently walking Drew Stengren, and the bases will be loaded. 2 more walks in this inning and a hit by pitch from Harvin. So he started the day with a lot of command, and that command faltered throughout the rest of the contest. So he has been yanked here in the 5th, and Harris coming about now for Evansville, trying to hold the Slammers off the board here in this frame. Joliet got 2 runs in the 4th inning, 1 in the 2nd inning. They lead it 3-0 over Evansville. So you started in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And then you come to Evansville. Have you been anywhere else?
Whole lot of places. All over Indiana, all over Illinois, a little bit of time in South America. Met my now wife in Chicago. Been everywhere. Wisconsin for a little bit. So it's been a whirlwind. My wife and I and our 2 kids just came to Evansville last October, and we're loving every minute of it.
Shane Harris ready to face Victor Nova as his warm-up pitches are done. Well, actually, hold on a minute. Our graphic said Shane Harris on the rubber, but it looks like it's Chip Korbacher out there, wearing number 9, and it's a fastball high. So, yes, it is Chip Korbacher. First pitch misses upstairs. Bases juiced, 1 gone here in the 5th inning. You said that your wife, someone that you met along this journey, she's also in the Salvation Army, correct?
That's right. We are blessed to have 2 opportunities of service to others. We serve as the executive directors and lead pastors at the Salvation Army in Evansville that serves Posey, Warwick, and Vanderburgh counties. We also have the opportunity to serve as area coordinators, overseeing the Salvation Army work in a 6-county area in southwest Indiana. So she focuses on some projects. I'm able to focus on mine. And working together every day, it's not often the easiest, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I'll tell you what, that sounds like a match made in heaven to me.
I'll take it. I'll take it, man.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. So sorry. All right, we'll go back on. I'm with Brandon from the Salvation Army. Next pitch, a fly ball hit down the left field line, and Bednar couldn't get it, so the count now 2 balls and a strike for Nova. Bases juice, top of the 5th inning. Brandon, so happy you could join us, and you've provided us with such a great story already. Let's get back to that South America conversation. You had me intrigued there. Brandon,
Yeah.
explain to me what that experience was like for you, and we'll get to that after the pitch.
Yeah.
Here's a line drive hit into the right center gap, cut off by DiGiacomo, but this will plate more slammers coming in. De La Cruz. Following him is Davis. Sliding head first into second is Nova, and it is a 2-run scoring double as Joliet is going to take a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, I went to high school in Chicago, graduated high school in 2011, and the day after I graduated high school, I hopped on a plane and went to Buenos Aires, Argentina for a 3-month missions trip with the Salvation Army. Traveled around southern South America, Uruguay, Paraguay, Argentina. Did a little bit of everything, had vacation Bible school, had soccer tournaments. We delivered AIDS and HIV medications into impoverished areas. Totally rocked my world, changed my perspective on everything, and got me more inspired to want to invest deeper into the work of the Salvation Army.
What would you say the biggest difference there between a country or a nation like South America versus North America would be, working in a continent like that where you're traveling all over the place? But you talk about the more poor communities of the world. Well, unfortunately, South America has been littered with a lot of poor communities, and the same could be said here in North America, of course. But just from that different perspective, it's a different culture down there, of course. I want to hear
Right.
your take on that.
Yeah, it's a different world, and what you find, though, is that wherever you go in the world, the need remains the same. You might speak a different language. You might see people with a different skin color. Doesn't really matter, though. What matters is that the relationships you're able to form. And when you start to form those relationships, you find out that the identity of the person you're talking to is so incredible and so deep and so rich. So the relationships stay the same. And you're able to serve people in pretty incredible ways, meet amazing people you'll never meet anywhere else in the world. But I think about coming here to Evansville, I'm meeting a lot of the same personalities that I've met in South America as I have in northern Indiana and Wisconsin and everywhere else I've been.
Chip Korbacher struck out Andrew Castano, and now he is facing Cal Haza. Runners on second and third here for Joliet. 2 gone here in the 5th inning, and they lead at 5-0 over Evansville. Did you have a favorite place down in South America?
Oh, probably Buenos Aires in Argentina. It's the capital. I remember stepping out of the plane and walking out in the airport and seeing everything in Spanish and wondering, 18 years of age, what did I get myself into?
I'm sure that's a little bit of an intimidating situation.
It's a little bit, yeah.
Being a kid from Chicago, flying
That's
down and
right.
basically saying, you know what, I'm going to start the first part of my life in adulthood here in South America.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Watch out. Next pitch, a fastball runs inside. That got some oohs and ahs from the crowd, and that got Haza. And the pitching control struggles here continue in the 5th inning for Evansville. Tristan Harvin, the starting pitcher, yanked a few batters ago, and it was Chip Korbacher to come out of the bullpen trying to limit the damage. He ended up giving up that 2 RBI double to Victor Nova. And now the bases are reloaded. Stengren on third, Nova on second, and Haza now on first. It's the 9-hole hitting Braden Duyon. 5-0 Joliet. First pitch tapped at the plate, foul. It'll roll back to the backstop, and the count is 0-1. Well, we have had such a great conversation today, and as this top of the 5th winds down, I don't want to not ask this question. What are some things that people should know about the Salvation Army to make sure that they can support you guys? How can they support you guys? What's the best way of going about that?
saevansville.org. It's our website. Check us out for volunteer opportunities and see all the ways that you can get involved.
I was joined with Brandon from the Salvation Army. A fly ball hit to DiGiacomo. He makes the catch. The inning is over. Brandon, this has been my pleasure. You talk about all the amazing things that you saw and the amazing people you met down in South America. Well, I met an amazing man tonight. Thanks so much for coming on the call. Really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me brag on our amazing people.
All right, we'll take it to the bottom of the 5th inning. Joliet 5, Evansville nothing on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Thanks so much for sharing. That was really, really good. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm so happy that happened. That was seriously great. And, you know, I think we can all take a page out of your book and help the community and making things a little bit better. So, in today's world, man, there's a lot of need, and it could be more how to help other people. So I really, really appreciate the work that you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. So that's awesome. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, have a great rest of your night. Take care. Let the Otters know if you need anything. But, yeah, best of luck. Keep doing what you're doing. It's great. Oh, you're good, man. No worries, no worries. I was just so confused. I thought it was Korbacher, but then I was like, you know what? We'll just go with Harris. No worries, dude.
Third baseman, number 28, Yomar Reyes.
Yomar Reyes at the plate, bottom of the 5th inning, and it is Brett Sanchez back on the rubber. First pitch to the right-handed hitting third baseman, outside 1-0. 5-0, Joliet leads Evansville. The pitch on the outside corner, taken for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Well, we had the pleasure of speaking with Brandon of the Salvation Army. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball inside, 2 balls and a strike to Reyes. Oh, the stories that he told, absolutely incredible. And please, please go salute and support the Salvation Army if you get a chance. Next pitch, line drive, past the third baseman Nova. This will get down the line. Reyes will be content with a single as MacArthur, the left fielder, got to it quickly. It's a leadoff base runner for Evansville here in the home half of the 5th. And we'll see what they can do with Delvin Zinn coming up. Joliet plating another 2 runs, the second crooked inning in a row in the top of the frame. They also got 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 2nd. But they have 5 runs on just 4 hits. No errors in the field. Evansville matching their hits, but blanked on the scoreboard. No errors. The pitch, Zinn squares the bunt, and it's tapped at the plate, foul, 0-1. Zinn 0 for 1, flew out in foul territory his first trip up. Got to imagine that he was bunting for a hit there. Really no need to sacrifice down 5 runs, because what good is 1 run going to do for you? But now Victor Nova playing in, potentially expecting bunt, the pitch. And this ball's hit in the air. Shallow left field, backing up the shortstop, Heza. He will make the catch to retire Zinn. So Zinn has had a tough start to his Otters debut, just 1 for 8 at the plate in his first few games. The lineup will turn over, and it's Giovanni DiGiacomo coming up. But again, what a great conversation we had with Brandon, and well, you could just tell. Not only was he passionate about his work, but he was a great human being with the way he helps others. First pitch misses outside, the count 1-0. So make sure to support the Salvation Army in Evansville and also all around. They do some great work as a nonprofit organization. Here's the 1-0. And it's tapped at the plate, foul. 1-1 now to DiGiacomo. Well, DiGiacomo, 1 for 2. He singled his first trip up, flew out in the 3rd inning, but in that second at-bat he had, looked like he almost got hit by a pitch, but they ended up ruling it a foul ball off his bat instead. The 1-1, a ground ball through the right side, base hit. Another multi-hit game for DiGiacomo. And he is now 2 for 3 on the day. So that'll move Reyes up to second base. One gone here in the 5th inning. Mason White at the dish. Joliet leads at 5-0. DiGiacomo in just 6 games has just had such an incredible impact. 4 out of his 5 prior games, multi-hit performances. First pitch to White on the outside corner, a called strike. He didn't like it, and it's 0-1. We're in the series opener between Evansville and Joliet. These two teams have already met 6 prior times this year. Breaking ball swung on, hit by White down the third base line. Foul territory, and it is dropped by Sanchez. Well, it just kicked off the webbing of the mitt, then it hit the heel, and before you knew it, it was popping out. So it's an E1, and Mason White gets a new life. Certainly one that he should have had. But can he capitalize? That's the big question. White 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. And the 0-2 is hit in fair territory this time. Shallow left field again. Backing up the shortstop. Heza makes the catch. 2 gone. Nice over-the-shoulder grab to retire White. 2 flyouts to the shortstop here in the 5th inning. And after a pair of base hits, it's Randy Bednar. Well, Bednar 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single, but Evansville in danger of stranding those important runs on first and second base. They had first and second in the last inning, couldn't do anything. They had first and second in the first inning, no damage. First pitch swinging for Bednar, and he fouls it back over the screen, 0-1. We will have twin bill action tomorrow because this original series opener got postponed yesterday. So make sure to join us at 5:05, 2 7-inning games. Boy, that's going to make for a long night, especially for Joliet. They have to go home after this. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball outside. Sanchez, the right-hander, looks to second. A second look, now he comes home. Fastball catches the top of the zone, and Bednar didn't like it, but the count now even. No, it's 1-2. First and second, 2 gone in the 5th. Here's the pitch. And Bednar hits a high fly ball, shallow right field. This should do it. Davis charging in, and he makes the grab. 2 more stranded for Evansville, and they trail 5-0 to Joliet.
It's time for Jersey Mike's Build a Sub. We've got 2 master sub chefs ready to build an artisan BLT. First, our contestants will spin around a bat 10 times and then build their sub. Once their sub is built, they'll run it to smoke, keeping all the ingredients
Top of the order for Joliet, 6th inning. Chip Korbacher back on the rubber. And his first pitch home is a fastball that misses on the outside corner, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Well, Joliet with a 5-0 lead over Evansville. The pitch. And the left-handed hitting left fielder lines it back to the screen, and the count is 0-2. MacArthur had a 2 RBI single his last time at the dish. Joliet scoring 1 in the second, 2 in the 4th and 5th innings. Korbacher, the right-hander, deals. And it misses down low. So Korbacher coming in for Tristan Harvin, who went just 4 1/3, giving up 5 runs, all earned on 3 hits. Well, the detriment for him was the walks, 5 of them. Korbacher deals. Swung on, shot back up the middle, base hit. So that'll bring up Jesse De La Cruz. MacArthur on with a leadoff single. Chris Davis on deck, Matthew Workington in the hole, and this is the most dangerous part of the lineup for Joliet, so you have to be really careful if you're Chip Korbacher to not make things worse than they already are. Korbacher came out of the bullpen in the last inning, surrendered a 2 RBI double to Victor Nova, but those weren't his runs. First pitch home. And it's a fastball in the inside corner taken for a strike, 0-1. Hey, look at the day for Harvin. He started the inning in the first by getting the first 2 guys out, gave up 2 base hits, and got out of the inning. No runs. Here's the 0-1. Lifted high and to the left, out of play. And it's 0-2 now to the left-handed hitting second baseman. But Harvin, after throwing 15 pitches in that first inning, 13 of which went for strikes, just completely lost his command the rest of the game. Now the 0-2. Fastball misses a little bit low. De La Cruz 0 for 2. He walked and scored in the 5th inning. De La Cruz, a .279 hitter on the year. Korbacher looks to first, now comes to the set. The righty deals. And it's swung on, hit foul out of play the opposite way again. And we'll have another 1-2 pitch. Well, Evansville winners in their last 4 out of 5 series, but it's interesting because they have lost a lot of those series in the series opener. Now the 1-2. Swing and a tap into the glove of Brown. He holds on, and there's 1 gone. Second strikeout of the night for Korbacher. You look at the Otters' recent success, and aside from Florence, they have lost every series opener when they have won in the series. Kind of strange. Now at the plate, Chris Davis, runner on first, 1 gone. We're in the 6th, and it's 5-0 Joliet. First pitch inside, a breaking ball, 1-0. And you think about that metric, and pretty obviously it's not a recipe for success. So if Evansville wants to keep winning, they will have to find ways to pick up that first game. The 1-0. Inside near the shoe tops of Davis, he gets out of the way. But the other thing about that, too, is you immediately take yourself out for a potential sweep. And that is something that Evansville has not been able to accomplish all season long. Korbacher, the right-hander, ready. From the stretch, he deals. Line back to the screen. And the count is now 2-1 to Davis. Well, again, Davis, a guy who was on the spring training roster for Evansville, didn't make the cut. Ended up signing a deal with Joliet. He has been with the club for 25 games. He lines the next pitch foul to the left side. And Davis now with a 2-2 count. Davis hits left-handed .271 batting mark on the year, 10 homers. Rather, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Korbacher ready. And he fires in the 2-2. Breaking ball. And it's a foul tip. Strike 3. Well, how was that a foul tip? Davis barely brought his bat around. He went like a fifth of a swing, if that. Well, either way, it's a strikeout. Foul out, strikeout, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how in the world he made contact with that, but our home plate umpire, Gary Glover, said he did. So now it's Matthew Workington. Back-to-back strikeouts for Korbacher. First pitch, a little bit low, 1-0. Runner on first, 2 gone. 5-0 Joliet. Evansville has been stumped through the first 5 innings offensively. Here's the 1-0. And it's at the knees, a called strike. Well, really the difference has been Joliet has not walked many people. Their starter, Brett Sanchez, has looked really good, and he has only walked 1 guy. So that's a way to set yourself up for success. Here's the pitch, grounded foul to the left side. And Workington, the right-handed hitting first baseman, down in the count 1-2. Harvin, again, only gave up 3 hits. But those 5 walks cost him big time. And he also had 2 hit-by pitches. Both of those hit-by pitches came in to score. Korbacher throws to first, in with a head-first slide, MacArthur. So he had 2 walks come in to score, 2 hit-by pitches come in to score. And a fielder's choice. Korbacher leans in, gets the sign. The righty pausing, now he deals. Fastball a little bit low. Deuces are wild to Workington. But Joliet trying to bounce back after a series loss against Florence. Now, they won the series opener in that series against the Yalls, but then dropped the final 2 games. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. A leadoff base hit from MacArthur, then 3 straight strikeouts for Korbacher as the Slammers go down quietly in the 6th. We'll head to the home half of the inning with Joliet leading 5-0.
Time for the dance cam, brought to you by Drinks. We need everybody to get up and dance because Drinks is your go-to for 24 beers on tap, baked burgers, and the freshest sushi in all of Evansville. Visit Drinks at 1222 Hertzlip Road or drinkscomeplay.com. Now let's dance. And don't forget, tomorrow night a doubleheader, Working Distributors Busch Light Thirsty Thursday with America's Car Mart. Then the Otters hit the road, but are back on July 5th against the New England Knockouts. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com. Shortstop, number 11, Ethan Parks.
5.5 in the books. We're in the home half of the 6th inning. It is Paven Parks leading it off for Evansville. Joliet with a 5-0 lead. And Parks 0 for 2 today. dare I say it, he's actually had a bit of an off game. Brett Sanchez back on the rubber, and we had time called as he was going into the motion. And it looks like there's one of the Otters pitchers who was, for some reason, in right field. Maybe tracking down a baseball, that's my best guess. First pitch in there, a strike to Parks, 0-1. Well, Sanchez has looked sharp today. He's given up some hits, though. 0-1. Breaking ball, called strike 2. 5 knocks surrendered, just 1 walk, though. And he has kept this Evansville roster off the board. Well, the Otters' offense has looked a lot better as of late than toward the beginning of the year. Next pitch outside. 1-2 now to Parks. But Sanchez has held him in check. The 1-2. Here's a ground ball hit deep in the hole, backhanded by the shortstop Heza. Throw to first. In time, they beat Parks by a half a step. So that'll bring up David Mendham. 1 gone in the 6th. Joliet 5, Evansville nothing. Sanchez finishing his collegiate career last year at Belhaven. Spent some time with the Green Bay Rockers in the Northwoods League last summer. And last summer he looked really, really good. 3.23 ERA and 61 and a thirds innings. First pitch to Mendham. Breaking ball outside. 1-0. And boy, Sanchez is the definition of you don't have to throw hard to be good. The 1-0. Lifted to the left side, foul. 1-1 to Mendham. Mendham bats left-handed. The first baseman 1 for 2 today. Mendham 3rd in the Frontier League entering play and batting average. The 1-1. Fastball upstairs. And the count now 2 balls and a strike. Well, with that base hit, Mendham able to extend his hit streak to 6 games. That came in the 4th inning. He looks at 1 near the knees. Called the strike, evens the count 2-2. We have time called again. Mendham wants to think things over in the box. And again, just trying to slow down Sanchez on the rubber to try to disrupt his timing. Because Sanchez has worked extremely efficiently. Almost like a robot, the 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside. And Mendham, not a guy to get cheated. 29 walks, 3 homers, 23 RBIs. Here's the payoff. And he grounds one to the right side. Diving stop by Workington. Gets up, flips to first. Sanchez covering 2 down. What a play by the first baseman. And he's able to take a base hit away from the other first baseman, Mendham. That'll bring up Alec Oland. Joliet leads at 5-0. Oland in his Otters debut, 0 for 2, a line out and a strikeout looking. Remember, this is a guy that hit above 280 with Tri-City. First pitch, a breaking ball way outside, 1-0. But he is going up against a dominant Sanchez tonight. Here's the 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner, just missed the edge. 2-0 to Oland. Sanchez in his final year with Belhaven, that was in the Collegiate Conference of the South. Swing and a miss, 2-1 now to Oland. Had a 1.81 ERA, 84 and a thirds innings. Pretty darn good. The pitch touches the outside black. The deuces are wild to Oland. He had a whip of .99, beg your pardon, those were the Northwood League whips. .877, even better. Check swing tapper in between home plate and the mound, picked up by the catcher Stengren. He will throw to first. That'll do it here in the 6th. Another 1-2-3 inning. The pitcher continues to roll. His 3rd time setting the Otters down in order tonight. and will take it to the 7th. Thanks.
Skip the line or make it the comfort of your very own home with self-service options and heritage here at your proud partner with Evansville Otters Baseball. Otters call the bullpen, 19, Pat Minor into pitch. The battery Minor's on the mound, ground behind the plate. It's powered by the Answer Auto Repair East, 2319 on the Cooper Road, rate 12475. 9,000 templates into the Otters to you. The catcher, 38, Drew Stengren.
Pat Minor on to pitch for Evansville. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and it is 5-0 Joliet. First pitch swinging for the catcher, Drew Stengren. Hits a high fly ball toward right center, charging over DiGiacomo. One pitch, one out for the right-hander Minor. So a good start to his outing, and he is trying to keep any further damage from this Slammers lineup to come to pass here in this ball game. Chip Korbacher's final line, 1 2/3 innings, no runs, 2 hits, and Korbacher struck out 4, did not walk anybody. Now coming to the plate, Victor Nova. First pitch swinging, he hammers this one high, deep to right, and goodbye. Home run. Hey, you know how I said Minor will be on to try to prevent any further damage? Nova said, I got other ideas. 6-0 Joliet. Well, we are seeing the Victor Nova of old today. And he has lit up this Otters pitching staff, now a 2-for-3 game with 3 RBIs, a double, a home run, 2 runs scored. He has been all over the place offensively. Excuse me, first pitch to Andrew Castano, and it misses 1-0. Minor ready, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Castano 0 for 1. And he has a walk, a hit by pitch, a run scored, a strikeout. Minor deals. And it's in there for a strike. The count now 1-2. Well, Evansville has put up comebacks before against this club. They had one earlier in the year. It was their first comeback win of the campaign. 1-2 misses outside, but this is going to take a monster comeback if they want to win this one. Pat Minor pitching for the first time since coming off the DL. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Castano down on strikes. Here's Cal Haza coming up.
That save
Miner was placed on the 14-day DL back on June 8th, and he was activated today. So Miner has not seen action in quite some time. First pitch to Haza, line back to the screen, and the count 0-1. Joliet leads it 6-0. The last appearance for Pat Miner was all the way back in early June. He deals, and it misses downstairs. The count now 1-1. Miner 1-0 on the year. This is his 9th appearance of the season. They pitched on June 5th against Lake Erie, giving up 4 runs, no innings of work. Here's a fly ball hit to right field. Camping under it, White, inning over. So a solo blast from Nova plates another for Joliet. They're on top 6-0 over Evansville. Stretch time here at Bosse Field. We'll be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest who will be singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's our friend Megan from the Salvation Army. So the AudioCast will start. Here we go. Nicely done, Megan. Now let's get some runs. Call the bullpen. Joliet for Jacob Morin into pitch. Henry Morin's on the mound. Stengren behind the plate.
Jacob Morin towing the rubber for Brett Sanchez. And here's the first reliever out of the bullpen for Joliet tonight. Bottom of the 7th, they lead it 6-0. And for Evansville, it's Logan Brown. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. What a night it was for Sanchez. I'll get to the right-hander's line after the pitch. The 0-1, fastball high and away. Well, here's a little bit more velocity. 90 miles an hour on the gun from Morin compared to 77 from Sanchez. The 1-1. Fastball grounded towards short. Hayes up with it. Throw to first in time. 1 gone. For Sanchez, 6 innings, and he is in line for the win. A quality start, no runs, 5 hits, 1 walk. Only had 3 Ks, but didn't matter. Created a lot of weak contact, and he's not a strikeout kind of pitcher. Morin 5'10", 140 pounds on the scale. Grew up in Texas. This is his 6th appearance of the year. 0-0 with a 5.06 ERA and 5 1/3 innings. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk on the season. He will now face Yomar Reyes. Joliet leads at 6-0, bottom of the 7th. Evansville in danger of dropping another series opener. First pitch to Reyes. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 1. Tonight, our FC Tucker night, our Salvation Army night, our Senior Connection Wednesday night here at the ballpark. The pitch. 0-1 lifted in the air, shallow center. Charging in is Duyan, and he will make the catch. 2 gone. We had Brandon with the Salvation Army one of their officers come on the broadcast tonight. A delightful conversation with him and FC Tucker, another proud sponsor of Evansville. So it is a great night here at the ballpark, and 2,127 people on hand. Now at the plate, Delvin Zinn. First pitch, inside, ball one. Zinn 0 for 2. 2 flyouts, both to a couple of infielders. The 1-0. Taken for a strike at the knees. Fastball painted at the bottom of the zone. And the count now 1-1. Zinn 1 for 8 in his first 2.5 games with Evansville. He steps up in the box. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball away. Zinn, a guy to come from the American Association, spent time with the Sioux Fall Canaries in his last club. Morin ready. And the right-hander comes home. Ground ball hit back to Morin, and it's speared. He will run it to first, flip it to Workington, and it is another 1-2-3 inning as this Joliet pitching staff continues to mow down Evansville as Joliet is on top 6-0.
And let's get ready to sumo. These guys are going to attempt to knock each other over. The first to knock the other over will be our winner tonight. And go. Congratulations. Sumo is brought to you by Velvet Ice Cream. Get your Velvet Ice Cream behind third base concessions. Back to you, Zane.
Thanks, Chloe. We have a doubleheader tomorrow. Don't be too excited about that. I'm excited. 5:05 first pitch for game 1 will be 7 innings. And game 2 will be 7 innings. It's a Busch Light Thirsty Thursday with Working Distributors and America's Car Marts. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com or call 812-435-8686 and ask for Mary. Third baseman, Victor Nova. Beg your pardon, center fielder 9,
Top of the 8th inning, Braden Duyon at the plate, and it is Pat Miner back on the rubber. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner, strike one. Miner pitched in the 7th, gave up a solo homer to Victor Nova, and that was it. 6-0 Joliet. Here's the 0-1. Slap foul to the left side, and the left-handed hitting center fielder down in the count, 0-2. Duyon, 0 for 3, but he does have a run scored and an RBI. Brought home the first run of the game for Joliet all the way back in that second inning. 2 runs in the 4th frame allowed by the Evansville pitching staff, 2 runs in the 5th frame, and 1 in the last inning. And hold on, wait a minute. I think we're going to have a pitch clock strikeout. Duyon must have not been back in the box in time because he's heading back to the dugout. And now the lineup will turn over. It's Liam MacArthur. It is a strikeout with the pitch clock. First pitch touches the outside corner, 0-1. Well, this game has gone by pretty fast. We started at 7:02, the 0-1. Misses downstairs, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike now to MacArthur. But guys like MacArthur have held up this game. by hitting the baseball everywhere over the yard. The 1-1. And he slaps it foul. He's down in the count 1-2. MacArthur, 2 for 3, a 2 RBI single in the 4th inning and a walk in the 2nd. His good season continues tonight. 305 hitter. And the left-handed hitting left fielder takes one high and outside. 2-2 now. Yeah, this is an exciting moment for Minor, being plugged back in immediately after coming off the DL. He's ready, and the pitch misses low. Minor again placed on the IL earlier this month. His last outing, June 5th against Lake Erie. The payoff, fastball high, ball 4. Oh, with the way his last outing went before going on the DL, I'm sure he would love to put that one behind him, and let's see if he can work a scoreless 8th inning here again. Gave up the run in the 7th, but if he goes quick here in the 8th, maybe we see him in the 9th. Only at 19 pitches. First one to Jesse De La Cruz, fouled back, and the count is 0-1. Righty on lefty battle. Minor from the set deals. Grounded foul to the right side. And the count is now 0-2. Minor, a 4-seam fastball, changeup, cut fastball, slider, and a curveball in the arsenal. Working with 5 pitches. He's ready. The 0-2. Here's a little nubber down the third base side. Charging with a backhand Reyes, and it's a pump fake. Joliet leads at 6-0. Here's Chris Davis. Davis 1 for 3. He singled his first time up. Minor ready. Looks to second, now comes home. Grounded to the first base side, foul, and the count 0-1 is Chris Davis. Couple of strikeouts today. I always remember the Chris Davis from the Iron Bowl. Auburn versus Alabama in football. Here's the 0-1. Grounder back up the middle, gets through for a base hit. MacArthur heading for home. He will score uncontested. And the throw to Parks into the infield, and it's a RBI base hit. Davis trying to say, how do you like that, Andy McCauley? You want to cut me at the beginning of the year? All right, well, I'll just have a 2 for 4 day and get my 11th RBI of the year. Well, Davis, Chris Davis from NCAA football, a guy to take back a 109-yard kick return on the last play of the game to stun Alabama way back when. First pitch now to Matthew Workington, swing and a miss. First and second again for Joliet. One gone here in the 8th. Let me just say, I cannot stand Alabama football. Really, Alabama, any sports. Just don't like them for whatever reason. The 0-1. Swung on, and here's a soft line drive hit out towards second. Zinn charging, takes it on a bounce. Tags Davis for 1 and throws to first. Inning-ending double play. So a 4-3 twin killing will do it. Let me just conclude that I think it's because Alabama has been so good. I always root for the underdog. So to see that upset happen really warmed my heart. I was watching it on a plane to Oregon, and the whole plane went berserk. So we'll take it to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it is 7-0 Joliet over Evansville. Giovanni DiGiacomo leading it off, bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch misses a little bit low, 1-0. And it is 7-0 Joliet. Back on the rubber is Jacob Morin. Went 1, 2, 3 in the 7th, so why not bring him back out in the 8th? He's ready, the right-hander, winds. He fires. 0-1, a breaking ball. And it's a strike. They called that first pitch a strike? Well, the catcher didn't even catch it. So it's 0-2, I guess, now to DiGiacomo. 2 for 3 on the game, couple of singles. Now the 0-2. Swung on and shot high and deep to right center. This will send Davis on his horse. He's not going to be able to get there. This one hops the wall, and DiGiacomo in with a double. 3 for 4 game. And in 24 trips to the plate for Evansville this year, DiGiacomo has 13 hits. How long is he going to stay with this club? How long is it going to take for an affiliated team to recognize what he's doing? This is absurd. I have never seen as hot of a start as DiGiacomo is putting together. Now at the plate, Mason White. First pitch, outside, ball 1. White, a left-handed hitting right fielder. 0 for 2, in danger of losing his 5-game hit streak. But my goodness, not even Patrick Lee had a good a start as DiGiacomo. Now the 1-0 is in there for a strike, evens the count. The only thing we haven't seen DiGiacomo do is hit a home run. But that is his 6th double in as many games with Evansville, the 1-1. And it's sent back to the screen, foul. 1-2 now. DiGiacomo has garnered 6 RBIs, 3 walks, 8 runs scored, and now 6 doubles. Unbelievable. The 1-2. And this ball's lifted in the air. Shallow right field. Charging Davis. Makes the grab, and there's 1 down. So DiGiacomo still standing on second. Here's Randy Bednar. 7-0 Joliet, bottom of the 8th inning.
Number 6, Randy Bednar.
Bednar 0 for 2. He singled in the 4th inning. And a scoring chance for Evansville. They've had a few of those today. First pitch from Morin. Misses outside, 1-0. Morin certainly doesn't work as fast as the starter Sanchez does. We saw him work with lightning speed today. A look to second. A second look, the pitch home. Bednar takes high, 2-0. I saw Randy sitting with our team chaplain yesterday. That's always nice to see. Bednar, a big believer in Christianity and Jesus. Next pitch outside, runner goes to third, and the throw not in time. DiGiacomo in with a stolen bag. A lot of these guys on the Evansville roster are the same. And they will go to team worship, and they do all that together. It's great. The 2-1. Misses outside and low, 3-1. So, runner on third, and the Otters trailing 7-0. 1 gone here in the 8th. Morin kicks and deals. And this ball's lifted in the air. A pop-up down the right field line, shallow. And backing up is the second baseman, De La Cruz. He makes the catch. DiGiacomo will not tag. That was in fair territory to retire Bednar. So a nice out that time from Morin is, hell, he could have easily given up a run, but instead, it will be Paven Parks coming up. Parks 0 for 3, and you talk about hit streaks. Well, Parks snapped a good hit streak that he had in the series finale against Windy City. I was up to around 5 or 6 games as well. Righty on lefty battle. The pitch. Grounded foul to the right side. 0-1. Evansville trying to avoid being blanked tonight. Now, the Otters have been held to 3 runs or less a lot of times this year. 23 to be exact, but they have never been shut out. The 0-1. Outside. So in more of half of their games, Evansville has scored 3 runs or less. But again, they have never put up a donut in the final run totals. They have been held to 1 run 4 times, 2 runs 9 times, 3 runs 10 times. The 1-1. Lifted in the air, a high fly ball in the infield. This should end the inning. De La Cruz under it, and he will make the catch. And there's a runner stranded on third for Evansville. Nothing doing in the 8th. We'll take it to the 9th on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
And now, Indiana 811 presents the Holy Moly Shuffle. Can you find where Holy Moly dug himself? Thanks for playing. The Holy Moly Shuffle is brought to you by Indiana 811, a free service that can prevent costly damages to underground utilities. Know what's below. Call 811 now or visit 811now.
Now it's Shane Harris.
Soon with working days to start everything in
It is the real Shane Harris.
large or small.
Otters call the bullpen. Shane Harris in to pitch. Batteries powered by the Toronto Red East. 2319 on Cooper Road. Or 812-475. 9000 Delta St. the Otters in you. Catcher, 38 Grant Sedgren.
Catcher Drew Stengren digs in from the right side. It is Shane Harris on the rubber, and the right-hander working from the stretch. And it's a first pitch strike, 0-1. Top of the 9th inning, 7-0 Joliet. Harris into his 3rd appearance, a 7.71 ERA, 2 1/3 prior innings. Next pitch hit to the right side, foul and out of play. 0-2 now to Stengren. The catcher, 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. And Joliet looking to close this game out with a series opening win against Evansville. This is game number 7 of a 9-game homestand. Here's a tapper to the left side of the infield. Charging Harris. He will pick it up with the bare hand. Throw to first high. Mendham had to leap for it. Lost it in his glove. Mark it an infield single for Stengren. Tough one to give up there. It was a swinging bunt placed perfectly down the left field line. And now it'll be Victor Nova coming up. So it's 7-0 with Joliet leading Evansville. Nova, a left-handed hitter, will take the first pitch at the knees, a called strike, 0-1. Evansville will conclude this series tomorrow with a doubleheader. 5:05 first pitch. It'll be a long day. Here's the 0-1. Fastball. No, it's on the outside corner. A called strike. 0-2. Well, Nova has put together a really good day today. A home run, a double, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Down in the count here, though. Nobody gone in the 9th. And the pitch from Harris. Breaking ball hit back to the screen, foul. Harris, the local kid, grew up in Evansville, played for the Evansville Aces. Pitched a scoreless frame in his first appearance. Here's a fastball away, 1-2. His last time out went 1 1/3. Gave up a couple of runs. The pitch on the outside corner just missed. 2-2 to Nova. Florence besting Schaumburg today. A grand slam walk-off for the Yalls. They win it 8-7 in Kentucky. Here's the pitch, and it's sent back foul. Windy City beating Lake Erie today, 7-3, besting the Crushers at home. Gateway winners 11-5 over Washington. That in Sauget. Ottawa besting New England, getting the knockouts to fall 9-8 in 6 innings. The 2-2 shot through the right side, base hit up to second Stengren. And it's back-to-back base runners here to begin the inning. Nova continues to put together a solid performance. Now it's Andrew Castano coming to the plate. Castano with 2 strikeouts today, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a run. Tri-City falling to Three Rivers north of the border, 10-8 finished there. And our final game other than this one, Quebec with a 1-0 win over Sussex. That one also in Canada. First and second, nobody gone. The pitch misses low to Castano, and the count is 1-0. 7-0 Joliet. Now this game started off going by really fast. It has slowed down. The 1-0 line foul to the right side. Castano into just his 5th game with Joliet. Harris ready. The pitch. Breaking ball away, 2-1. But we were already delayed today. We were supposed to have a 6:35 first pitch. And because of the rain earlier, that pushed us back to 7:02. The 2-1. Line back to the screen. Our game time temperatures began at 77 degrees, cloudy skies. The sun peaked out for a little bit. Now the night sky has rolled in, 73 degrees. Here's the 2-2 from Harris. And it's sent foul to the right side. Mr. American flag is dead out there. Not moving an inch. Not even an atom. The 2-2 to Castano. Breaking ball misses down low and away. Well, here's a no-pressure situation. All you have to do is let your defense do the work. The payoff. Call strike 3. Nice breaking ball painted on the outside corner. And that was in the bottom right quadrant. And Castano couldn't pull the trigger. He's out number 1. That'll bring up Cal Haza. Two on, one out. We're in the 9th. The pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Harris blew it by Hayes, 0-1. 7-0 Joliet. Join us tomorrow for the twin bill to conclude this series and conclude the Otters' 9-game homestand. The 0-1. Strike. 0-2. Evansville will have 2 more 9-game homestands this year. One in July going into August and one in the middle of August. The 0-2. Line drive, softly hit, and ranging over, diving is in. He makes the catch. On the transfer, he lost the baseball, but he was still able to hold on, and that is a remarkable play by the second baseman. So Hayes retired. Here's Braden Duyon coming up. Evansville in their other 2 9-game homestands. One beginning on July 26th against Lake Erie. It will end against New Jersey on August 4th. First pitch swinging. This one's lifted in the air toward the shortstop. Parks on the trim of the grass makes the catch, inning over. The final 9-game homestand will begin August 16 and conclude August 25. That begins against Florence, ends against Gateway. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Joliet 7, Evansville nothing.
Schedule liner link from the comfort of your own home. Cell service options at Air Dish, your top partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Joliet called the bullpen 6. David Harrison in to pitch. Harrison's on the mound. It's 10 grand behind the plate. Stretch battery powered by the Answer Auto Repair Needs. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair Needs. 2319 North River Road. 812-475-9000. Tell them send for the Otters. Send you. First baseman, number 34, David Mendham.
Left-hander David Harrison will toe the rubber. Bottom of the 9th inning. David Mendham will lead it off for Evansville. It is 7-0 Joliet. And we will wrap up this series opener against Joliet here after this one concludes with our per usual post-game show, the scoring recap, and the final lines and box scores coming your way after this on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Mendham 1 for 3. He singled in the 4th inning. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to the right side. Taken by the second baseman, De La Cruz. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, Mendham had just a .261 average coming into this game during the homestand. It hasn't been a great week for him. Not a bad week by any means, but he's had trouble keeping up with that .380 mark, which he had average-wise coming into the homestand. Now it'll be Alec Oland. Oland 0 for 3 in his Otters debut. Here's the pitch. And it's taken on the outside corner, a strike 0-1. The pitch. Swung on, line, back up the middle, base hit. 1 out single for the Otters. 9th inning now, it'll be Logan Brown. Harrison into his 19th appearance of the year, 1-1, 17 and a thirds innings, 4.15 ERA, 19 strikeouts, 8 walks. Brown 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, a ground out. Double play ball in effect. Joliet leads at 7-0. The pitch inside. Evansville looking to avoid being shut out for the first time this season. But they will have to score runs here. Now the 1-0 from the left-hander Harrison. And it's outside. Brown digging in from the left side. And he's had a productive start to his Otters tenure. Now the 2-0. Ground ball hit out towards first. Workington has it. He will take the shore out at first unassisted. That will retire Brown. Moving up to second, Oland. And there's 2 gone. Evansville down to their final out. Coming to the plate, Yomar Reyes. Reyes 1 for 3. Singled in the 5th inning.
Number 28, Yomar Reyes.
Harrison leans in. Reyes batting from the right side. And the southpaw deals. First pitch high, 1-0. So we will conclude our FC Tucker and Salvation Army night tonight. A great event here at Bosse, the 1-0. This ball swung on and crushed high, deep to left field, and it is gone. Reyes with his second big fly of the year. RBIs 16 and 17. And he keeps this game alive, and the shutout no more. There's that power. We have been looking for it all year long. And Reyes will get the home run chain. That is a massive, mammoth shot for him. So it's a 7-2 game. And now coming to the plate, Delvin Zinn. First pitch. Misses outside and low, 1-0. Evansville still down to their final out. Zinn 0 for 3. Here's the 1-0. Fastball high. So Harrison surrendering his 10th and 11th runs of the year. Only one of those have been unearned. 2-0 low, 3-0. Well, looks like that rattled Harrison a little bit. He has thrown 3 straight balls after the home run. Here's the pitch. Strike call, 0-1. Rather, 3-1. Beg your pardon. Well, can Evansville extend this game and get more base runners? The 3-1. Swung on, grounded to short. This should end the game. Hayes up with it, throw to first. That'll do it.
And so, our game is
So Evansville avoids being shut out for the first time this year. However, they still drop the series opener, 7-2 to Joliet. We'll be back.
Head to the right field picnic area, wait for their instructions from Chloe. For those of you departing, we have a doubleheader tomorrow. 5:05 first pitch for game 1 of that doubleheader. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com. We hope to see you then. Please have a safe trip home. Good night, everyone. Go Otters.
Joliet picks up the win here tonight on Wednesday at Bosse Field. Series opener against Evansville. Final score 7-2. Final score in The box score and the recap coming your way on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Joliet struck first in the second after Victor Nova led off with a walk. He was later brought in on a fielder's choice RBI from Brandon Duyon. In the fourth, Joliet added with their 1-0 lead. 2 runs came in to score thanks to a Liam MacArthur 2 RBI single. In the fifth, same story. Another pair came in for Joliet, and it was 2 back-to-back free passes. Jesse De La Cruz and Chris Davis both reaching on a walk and a hit by pitch. They came in on a Victor Nova 2 RBI double. That made it a 5-0 game. Then Nova in the seventh launched a solo homer to right, making it 6-0 in the seventh inning. And in the eighth, in the final inning, rather in the final runs for Joliet, it was a 1-out walk for Liam MacArthur. He was later brought in on a Chris Davis RBI single. In the ninth inning, Evansville avoided the shutout, a 2-run bomb from Yomar Reyes after Alec Oland picked up his first base hit as an Evansville Otter. Final box score tonight, 7 runs all earned, 9 hits, no errors, 12 left on for Joliet. For Evansville, 2 runs both earned, 8 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on. Final time of today's game, 2 hours, 34 minutes. 2,127 people came out to see it. Taking the loss, Tristan Harvin, 2-2 now on the year after the defeat. 4 1/3, 5 runs, 3 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Boy, Harvin threw 15 pitches in that first inning, 13 strikes. After that, the command went out the window, and it cost him with 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches coming in to score from Harvin's line tonight. Taking the win, Brett Sanchez moves to 3-1 on the year. Sanchez 6 shutout innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and well, it was a dominant display from the Sidewinder today. So that'll do it. One final time, your final score, and Joliet 7, Evansville 2. We'll be back tomorrow, a twin bill, with first pitch coming your way at 5:05 p.m. Central Time. Be sure to catch it on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. This has been Kyle Chandler saying thanks again. We hope to see you again tomorrow. But until then, please stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your night, and God bless everybody.